Now, you have been lied to about staying down through the golf ball, and if you continue to believe this lie, you will never stop standing up. And what that lie is you will find a feel or a drill that will perfectly click into place, and you will just stay down automatically. That's not going to happen, because why that's not going to happen is the truth. And the truth is you need to fix the reason why you stand up. So standing up and early extending happens for a reason of something you're doing earlier in the swing. So we need to fix that, and then we can work on a specific drill or feel to keep us down. But we need to do that in correlation to what part of our body is standing up first. Is it upper body moving back? Is it lower body moving forward? Let's dive straight into it. So the first reason why of golfers, why they can't stop standing up, is because they're not loading into their right hip correctly, their trail hip correctly in the backswing. So you could try all the things you want to stay down, but you won't if you do this. So that's what I see golfers do, is they get up to the top of their swing. If I have a red line right here on the back of my pelvis, they'll move forward of it, creating no load, creating no hip depth, and then they're just going to continue to move forward, because the downswing is a continuation of the backswing. So if your hips go forward at the top, you will absolutely stand up, and you will never stop doing it. You will stand up every single time. This is 95% of all the students I teach who stand up start off doing this. So absolutely, it'll be you out there watching. So what we want to do, we want to come back in the backswing, and we want to do this. We want that right hip to move back, like someone's grabbing our right trouser pocket. But what we're doing at that same time, we're creating more of a crevice in our right hip. So it's like we're squeezing something in that right hip. The weight is staying on the inside of our right foot, and we're turning trouser pocket being pulled back, creating a nice crevice, like we're squeezing the juice out of a lemon. That will keep that hip back, load that hip, and allow you and prime you to stay back in the downswing. We're not going to be able to stay down and stay back with those hips if we don't stay back and down in the backswing. So I'm going to show you a really good little drill to do for this. It's a little exercise, but super essential to be able to do this. So let me grab that ball I've just hit. So grab it, pull it in your crevice, and I want you to push it in that crevice of your right hip. Turn and squeeze the ball, squeeze it. So as you do this, it's like someone's grabbing that right trouser pocket, pulling it back, weight is on that inside of that right foot. And what should happen is you should take it away and it stays there. Now, because this is a lovely spring day here in Scotland, it might not stay in my hip because of the wet on the rain, but it should stay there. There we go. Look, oh, want to pop out because my trousers, as you can see, are wet. It's not meant to rain today, but again, it's spring in Scotland. It does what it wants to do. So once we've got that feeling, now we know, okay, that's the sensation we need to create to keep those hips back. And so many of you will be able to move on to the later portion of this video on what to feel correctly for you as an individual to stay down. So the second root cause reason why I see so many golfers stand up is this steep shaft in the downswing. So the shaft steepening. So to understand this properly, as this is a really misconceived part of the golf swing, when we're at the top of the swing, note our shaft angle here. Let's just say we're down the line or slightly laid off. If we're steepening the shaft, that shaft is standing up and getting more vertical than where it was at the top of the swing. Okay, so that's a steepening shaft. So if we're steep here, you can almost do it like an umbrella, which I wish I had at the moment, over the head. Now, if you're going to deliver that to the golf ball, what's going to happen? Your pelvis is going to drive forward to shallow the club later, and upper body will pull back, shaft will drop. So that's where golfer, if they're steep, they will always stand up if they don't fix this steep shaft early. So that's where you need to get this club shaft shallowing in transition. Again, very, very misinterpreted part of the swing. So shallowing, in definition, is the center of mass of the club. So right around our balance point, so it's just by the end of the shaft there, center of mass, right here. The center of mass dropping on a flatter, more laid down plane than where it was at the top of the swing. So again, this is our shaft angle. Even if we're just doing that, and here, looks steep, but that's shallow. The club has shallowed. So if we are shallowing the club, your body will have to stay more down to be able to present that to the golf ball properly. So that's where for us, there's a load of different reasons to why we could steepen and how to shallow. I've got a full course down there, the complete guide to shallowing the club in the downswing. Also, I've got the ultimate guide to early extension masterclass, which details all this in way more detail, way more root causes as well, and a practice plan, which we're going to get into a little bit of here as well. So pick that up if you want that. But we need that shallowing to be able to stay down through the golf ball. Like I said, loads of different reasons. I like to work on it simply for, again, for guys there where they might have all different reasons. So shallowing needs to happen via the body. So ideally we want the lower body and mid-torso to turn first in the downswing, leave the hands and arms and chest where they are. If you've got, let's say, a relatively loose grip pressure, the club is going to naturally drop and naturally shallow. So I'm getting, ultimately feeling like my belly button here is going back behind my left heel and I'm leaving my hands and arms where they are. As I do that, I'll be getting this little bit of a shift as I'll be leaving the hands and arms there. As I turn, I start to get a little bit of trail side bend as I do that as well, just a smidge. And all that together gets me this lovely little shallow. So I need to leave the hands and arms where they are, and I need to feel that belly button go back behind the left heel to blend in my shift and my rotation together. And I just keep going back and through there, through the shot. So leaving the hands and arms where they are, belly button back behind the left heel. Brilliant. So a good little thing to do to give you an extra little nudge in the right direction is grab an alignment stick, do those same feelings, get up to the top, belly button back, and feel that stick point in front. So it's a bit of an exaggeration here, way more shallow than that would actually happen, but if you're steep as a Jeep, you need that extra little bit of encouragement there. And then take that away, feel that same thing in a few practice swings, and it's going to be so much easier for you to be able to get this motion, belly button back behind the left heel, leave the hands and arms where they are, let the club drop. Okay, so the third and final root cause before we get into the drills and how to pair it up to keep these together, root cause and effect together, and that is how we're turning in the downswing. So the third reason what I see people try to do is they're trying to clear with their right side. They really push that right side forward really quickly. And what's going to happen if you try to clear with the right side of the body, you're going to push up onto your toes, you're going to push the knee forward, right hip's going to get closer to the golf ball. If you stay down in posture from there, you're going to hosel it. It's one of the biggest root cause reasons for shanking, is that motion. But what will generally happen for most players, they will start to stand up to get the club to drop down, because the hands, when they get higher, the club will drop, because when you early extend, it's not just the pelvis going forward, it's the upper body going back, raises up the hands. That effect then drops the club. So you would need to do that to make contact, but you're going to stand up every single time. If you stay down, you're going to shank it. So a lot of people will say, well, when I try to stay down, I just shank it. That's the reason why. A lot of people also say when I try to stay down, I chunk it. That's because you're not shifting as well. You need to shift as well, otherwise low point's going to get too level with the golf ball. So that's where we need to, as we're coming down that downswing, we need to use the left side of our body to do that. That belly button going back behind the left heel is a winner for this. See how that trail foot just banks really nicely. That's what we want. That's going to then move your body into flexion. Left side's going to go back, upper body's going to go down. Just keep it going back and around. Then that moves you into a good spot. So good little drill to do for this is with this here. Funnily enough though, as I was demonstrating that, getting the left hip going really back, I chunked it because I didn't shift enough. That's the reason why. So, okay, what we need, have this here, club. Put the club, ideally a sandwich, underneath your left heel, or right heel, sorry. Then you angle the shaft behind your left leg, and then what I want you to do is get your left leg to hit the shaft as soon as you can, but do it whilst you're still getting pressure shifting to left, belly button back behind the left heel. So you can see there, if I drive that right side forward, the club's going to drop too early. I want to hit this club with my left leg, and I want to drop the club after impact. That's going to ensure I'm not using my right side too much early, and it's ensuring I'm using my left. It's one of the best drills out there for hip rotation. So this would be a great one to grind out if I can get that ball to stop. There we go. So let's give it a good go. Lovely. Okay. So let's get to what you need to, as an individual, feel to stay down, because it can be different for everyone. We're going to figure that out here. Okay, so how to get the body to stay down after we're working on our root cause. We're going to get to a little routine to work on this ideally, but we've got to target what parts moves first. So what part reacts to our problem first? Is it the lower body driving forward? We'll sometimes see with players, they'll quickly move the lower body forward, then that upper body comes back. Normally it will be a root cause issue that surrounds the lower body. So that's where with the loading into the pelvis, so loading into that right side, if that's a little bit of an issue, they're most likely going to, of course, be moving their pelvis first because it moves first in the backswing. But for a lot of players, let's say if they're Steep shaft is the issue. You will see them with the upper body start to back up first because that will give a quicker response to raising the hands and dropping the club. So that's where for them, the upper body will go back and then their lower body will start to go forward. And then that, again, elongates the spine, extends it, then we have our issue. So those golfers, if they work on the wrong part, the part that's not moving first, they could still make a change, but it'll be a lot slower. We want it to be as quick as we can to make this change. So again, let's say, for example, we're a golfer who needs to load into this trail side a little bit better. So they've got their drill there to feel without a golf ball, with a golf ball in their hip. There we go. Get in that motion. Squeezing the ball, letting it sit there in the crevice. Awesome. So they've been working on that. They've got the feel. Great. What that golfer will be very good with, because they'll be moving their lower body first, is have something that targets the lower body to stay down. So chair drill will be great. So if we have a chair and we have like a small little gap, about half a grip's distance with a chair behind us, when we're loading into that trail side, we should feel just about our right side start to touch this. Now, for that golfer, they need to focus on that left hip going back, belly button going back, to push the chair back and cover that gap. Because again, when I get my left side moving back, my body flexes down. And there we go, now we're staying in posture. So again, if you see your pelvis move forward first and not the head moving back, working on the lower body when you're working on this is great. So if I were to hit one here, I want to make sure that I'm getting my right side hitting it, loading up properly, and then getting the left side hitting it in a downswing. Good, okay. So then for that golfer, a little structure they could do, and this is a structure for all of whatever root cause you have, I would love for you to do something like this. So have around 3 to 5 repetitions without a golf ball. Squeezing the ball. Okay, let's do 3 for the video's sake. Really squeezing that ball. Okay, I've got the feeling now. And then what I would do 3 balls with the drill. If I can get that ball, there we go. So I'll just hit 1 for the video length, making sure I've got this in a good spot and as well, so I don't get so wet like I currently am. Good, so that's what I would do for that time. If you repeat that the whole time, if that's your issue, you're absolutely going to make the change. You're going to stop standing up. You've got feedback, you're working the root cause, and again, you're working on the effect. But then if I'm a golfer who stands up with their upper body going back this way first. So I start my downswing, I'm a steep golfer, and upper body quickly moves back, responds to drop the club. Then I would need to target the upper body first, because the upper body is what's moving first, so I've got to target this. So that's where we could have a drill like this. Stick underneath our right arm, and then what we do, we get up to the top of our swing, which is going to be about 3/4 here. Left arm is going to hit the stick, and then what we want to do, left arm stays in contact with the stick on the way down. So left arm, stay in contact with the stick. And now the stick is pointing diagonally down towards the ground. And then as we start coming through the ball, the left arm will start to detach. But our goal here is to get our body and the stick pointing down. So left arm stays in contact with the stick, body stays flexed down. If I start to stand up, I'm in a not a great spot. So that's where we could do a bunch of these, 3 to 5. Belly button back, having that nice flexion motion, great. And then 3 balls, doing this. And then we'll be targeting both areas really nicely. Great, so again, stick pointing down, left arm staying in contact with stick until impact where it starts to drop off. That's giving us visual feedback, because again, if we stand up, boom, stick's pointing in front of us. And that's where, again, now with hip rotation, if we're not turning the hips well, we could just do this drill. So, because this will keep you back at the same time. So we get the club, put it just behind our left leg there. We know what to do with this. And we can do some practice swings where we're getting the same feeling. 3 to 5 again, getting that belly button back behind the left heel. And then from there, again, 3 balls, making sure we're doing our nice keys here. Brilliant. That one's nice and convenient. So that's where we need to work on root cause and effect at the same time. Working on a drill that targets the part of the body that moves into extension first. That is the truth. Don't fall for the lie. The lie will only work for you if your root cause isn't very distinct. So that's where, if you need help with this, there's online lessons with myself on Skillet anywhere in the world. We can work together. But also I've got a full guide on how to stay in posture in the downswing, which is called the Masterclass to early extension in the downswing. So that's the link in the description there. Without me getting any more wet, let's end the video right there. So if you enjoyed the video, click that like button if you want more golf instruction just like this. Hit the subscribe button, hit that bell button too to be notified every time I put a video.